Hello, Ms. Smith. My name is Bailey Martin, and I'm interested in your trauma step-down RN position. I moved to Memphis about 4 years ago from a small town in Middle Tennessee called Shelbyville. I was really involved in high school. Some people would even joke and say that I slept in the closets there because I was there so often. And I knew that as I was transitioning into my college self, I wanted to continue being involved and growing as a leader and finding out the type of leader that I am. So when I was awarded the Emerging Leaders Scholarship Program from the University of Memphis, my interest was really piqued. And I knew that this scholarship program would give me all of the opportunities that I needed to not only be involved and to grow my interpersonal skills and to learn about myself and to, learn how to be an effective team member and team leader, but I would also be able to polish my professional skills and to work towards being the person that I need to be in order to survive in the professional world. Nursing wasn't always my first choice. I, for the longest time, thought that I wanted to be a dentist, and soon after going actually for a dental procedure myself, I realized that the mouth is not as clean as I thought it was, and I really wasn't interested in that sort of thing. So I switched to nursing, and it was sort of based upon personal events. I had several family members that were in the hospital, and I knew that the nurses were such an integral part into their rehabilitation and their healing and survival in my grandfather's case. And I wanted to be that person that was able to help people and to have hands-on experience with people and to see them come in a very damaged and traumatic situation and help them to get through that situation and, go home and be healthy and be with their family. So I started thinking about it, and nursing came up as an option for me to major in. And here I am 4 years later, and I couldn't be more happy with my decision to become a nurse. I've been in the hospital setting for 2.5 years now with Lowenberg School of Nursing and learning the skill set and the expertise that I need about the hospital. And I'm so enthusiastic and excited to become a nurse and to be that person that's actually able to help people and to interact with them and their families. Specifically, I am interested in working here at Regional 1, mostly because the city that I came from had a very small rural hospital, and it wasn't known as being one of the best hospitals there are. And I knew that as a professional nurse, I wanted to be involved with an establishment that is going to push me and to help me to become the best that I can be. And I want to be a part of an organization that is known for being the best at what it does. And so when I moved to Memphis, I did a lot of research about the hospitals in the area, and Regional 1 was the one that stuck out to me because it is a Trauma 1 hospital. You do have all of the traumatic cases that are coming in here, but people are brought here in very awful situations, and their situation is turned around, and it's inspiring to me. I mean, the statistics don't lie about this hospital. It has great results, great staff members. The nursing staff is amazing, and I know that this hospital will give me the opportunity to interact with the patients and to be an awesome team member and to get people back to their homes and back to where they want to be. And also, I've done my last semester of nursing school here where I shadowed with a preceptor, and I have to say, from the moment that I walked into these doors, the general atmosphere of the hospital was one of the most positive atmospheres that I've ever experienced. And that was something that really kind of solidified my decision to want to be at Regional One Health, because just the feeling that I get from walking through the door on my first day of clinical here, I knew that this is where I needed to be, and I knew that this was the hospital that I needed to be at. You've asked me to describe a situation in which there was a conflict between me and a classmate or a colleague. All throughout college, we're all faced with the daunting task of completing group assignments and relying on other people to get together and help you put together projects. And in nursing school, this was no different. Last semester, we had to put together a very large group project, and it was always really difficult to get everyone together because of school and clinicals and, everyday life. Everything just seemed to get in the way. But everyone in our 5-member group, except for one person, was able to switch their schedule around or, contact the group to let them know that they wouldn't be there, or help out in any way that they deemed that they were able to help out, except for this one person. And it put me in a really awkward position because I took on the role as the person that was taking the pieces of the project and putting them together to make the final product. And so I was the one that had to kind of ask people for their parts of the project and to keep in contact with them and to set up the group meeting times in which we would meet. So when we had issues with this one member of the group, everyone started getting really angry, and they were, kind of hateful about it because they had put in so much time and effort into switching their schedules around and getting their portion of the project together, that they thought it wasn't fair that this person wasn't really having any input in our project. So I decided, instead of, and I have to admit, that I was, slightly angered that, we were all working so hard and this person didn't really seem to care. But I decided, instead of going, berserk on this person, or, being hateful or confronting them offensively, that I would talk to this person and just see what was going on, because you never know what someone might be going through. So I confronted her and, asked her, are you okay? Is there anything that I can do with this project to help you? You've missed some of our deadlines to turn things in, and you haven't really been meeting with us. Like, is there anything that, is going on? And come to find out, she had terrible, awful things going on in her life, and no one knew about it. And so all the while, we were all getting mad because she hadn't done her part of the project, but she was going through some crazy things at home. And until I took the time to find out what was going on in her life, we didn't know any of that was going on. So I was able to kind of mold that situation into helping her get her portion of the project turned in on time, finding ways to help her follow the time constraints that we had. And we were actually able to get the project done on time and turn it in, and we actually made a really good grade on it. And I'm so thankful that instead of confronting her in an offensive way, that I took the time to figure out what was going on. And it really taught me not to judge a situation until you really have all the information. So that was my difficult situation. Last, you've asked me to talk about my goals for the future. I have a lot of goals going into the career of nursing, and I'm really excited to start working, actually. And I know that within the next 5 years that I would really love to go back to school and to further my education. But at this time, I'm really not sure what I want to do. I don't know what avenue of the medical field that I want to go down. There's so many choices to choose from, and I really don't think that I'm going to be able to make a good decision about what I want to do with my future until I've spent time in the hospital setting and gained a lot of experience and sharpened my nursing skills and developed as a nursing leader and a team member. And So I will at some point go back to school, but right now I'd really like to just work and gain experience and make money. Thank you so much, Miss Smith, for taking the time out of your day to meet with me and to hear about my story and why I'm so interested in working for Regional One Health. And I hope that I'm able to hear back from you soon. Thank you.